Hello, chess fans. Welcome to the interview with Grandmaster Awonder Liang. Awonder, thank you for accepting the interview.
Oh, thanks. Good to be here.
Okay, I'm happy to speak with you before the US Chess Championship started. How is your preparation going?
Oh, not very well. Haven't started, but as things go, as things go. So,
You
so
still
yeah, it'll be fun.
you still have the whole week to prepare.
Exactly. And then I'll have like the night before the first game and so on. So
Yeah.
plenty of time.
So
Plenty of
it's
time.
like in college for exams.
Exactly. That see, now you get
Cool,
it.
cool. Okay. Do you have any crazy openings in your arsenal?
No, probably will tone it down this time, but we'll see.
Okay. How many times you played in the US Championship and what were your results?
I think this is my fifth time playing. I played 2018, 2019. Then 2020 was online and
Mhm.
2022 was in person. Um, yeah, I mean, generally my results have been actually like linearly improving. So I think the first year I played, maybe I was like tied for like 11th, and then I moved up slowly. So it was like maybe like ninth, 7th, and like 5th or something. Um, so yeah, theoretically, I guess in 2022 I took third.
Mhm.
So expecting the trend to go up, but
Yeah.
yeah, there's not too many places to go up from there.
So it's time to
We'll
become the
see.
champion.
Exactly. But that's what my inference model said.
Okay. So immediately after the US Championship, St. Louis will hold the Chess 9LX. Will you play in that event?
Oh no, I didn't get invited to that. But yeah, I would take too much time off school anyway.
Oh,
So
really? But you like to
yeah.
play Chess 960?
Oh, I enjoy Chess 960 a lot, but yeah, there's not too many over the board events, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Uh, Speaking of chess variants, you are three times world Backhouse champion, and you even sponsored the Toronto International Backhouse Championship. I'm not sure many people know about this. Uh,
Oh yeah.
why do you like Backhouse so much?
Oh, I mean it's just fun, I think. Um I mean I think it's there's a lot of decision making. Whereas I think in chess it's like a lot of times you kind of just remember what you prepared and then it's um sort of formulaic in some sense. Like I think there's a very optimal way to play. In Bughouse, I think you're much more time constrained and there's a lot more decision making and just a lot more things that are happening. Um, and generally, I think the tactics are very beautiful and there's a lot of coordination with your partner and stuff like that that goes into the game. But I mean, for me, it's like just something fun I like to do. It's like nothing else. Like I don't know. Like I like playing badminton. It's like similar.
Uh,
I haven't traveled for it, but it's kind of like just one of those hobbies. Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I find it like generally enjoyable.
Do you think it can help you with getting better in regular chess?
Oh no, not at all. But I think it makes you a happier person in general, so that's a good
Mhm.
thing. I mean, not everything is. I think there's more to chess than improving your ratings. So, or more to life. Sorry. I mean, it's just something I like doing, and honestly, I think that's sort of most of the reason I do things. So yeah, I think it probably makes your chess a little worse. I think not the fact that you study it or play a lot, but just I mean, like time spent studying or playing bug house can be time spent on chess. So I don't think it makes your chess worse, but it just sort of I mean it's kind of a waste of time. Is all.
Okay. A few weeks ago, I interviewed Sam Savian, and we were
Mhm.
talking about his records, and it took quite some time to mention all of them. But actually, you were the one who broke many of Sam's records. So you were the youngest expert, the youngest ever US international master, youngest player to defeat an IM, youngest player to defeat a GM. How did you feel back then? Did you see yourself as a future world champion?
Well, back then I was like so young, right? So it's like kind of hard to envision these kind of things. I mean, I was sort of just playing chess. I mean, I didn't really have any real thought to it.
Hmm.
I mean, of course, like all those records, I guess, are now long broken, as well. So yeah, I guess at that time, I mean, it was just sort of playing chess, and I think maybe, other people in my life had different, um, aspirations and goals, but
Hmm.
I think when I was at that age, it wasn't like I really had any real conception of like what it meant or what it, it's just kind of like, I would just like go to tournaments, play my games, and then eventually like I would have some records or whatever. But yeah, I think I mean, it didn't mean too much then and doesn't mean so much now either.
Okay, let's mention also that you were twice World Youth Champion, 2011 in Brazil in under 8 and 2013 in under 10 category. In 2017, you completed Grandmaster norms and you won the US Junior Championship. Am I missing anything?
No, I think that basically sums it up. Yeah, and then at some point I went to school and I stopped playing so much, but yeah, it's been pretty good.
Some players from your generation are quite good, like Ali Reza and Nodirbek, Nihal. That's all your opposition from the youth events.
Right. Yeah, I remember. I remember back then maybe there was a little bit more pressure to perform well, especially in these World Youth events. And I remember 2015. I think that was the last World Youth I played.
In
It
Greece,
was like
I was there.
Right, yeah, World Youth under 12. And I remember I took like fifth place or something and just being like so upset that, I didn't even manage to medal because I guess back then maybe the expectation was a little higher. But then recently I looked at the field and it was like, it was like Ali Reza, Nihal, Kyler.
Yeah.
I think like everyone was there. And I was like, oh my God, it was like so strong, But I think back then sometimes you don't. I think Abdusatorov was there. And and yeah, I think it's kind of funny looking back that, like, I mean, at the moment, somehow I felt at that time I was so much stronger than all of them. I think clearly it wasn't really true. um, but yeah, for sure, it was like kind of fun getting to play against some of them. I mean, not so much, but at least crossing paths once or twice. Yeah.
Okay, you were very active this summer in open tournaments. You earned 35 FIDE rating points and you reached 48th place in the world ranking. You stormed through the World Open, that was impressive. You won the Pittsburgh Open and you competed in the US Chess Open in Norfolk. And from there, after some Armageddon drama, you qualified for the US Championship, for which you are not preparing.
Right.
How did you find this good form during the summer?
Yeah, I mean, I just started like some new research job in the summer, and I think it was enjoyable, but yeah, somehow I sort of thought like it would be nice to play a little more because I think last summer I was mostly studying a lot and preparing a lot in chess. But I didn't really play that well, I think. So yeah, this summer I thought I would just take it a little easier. And for me it was a little better because I could basically only play like the weekend tournaments. Because I would have like work during the weekdays. Yeah, I mean I was generally like generally it's just quite busy. I think that was good for me. Because I think, if I was just like staying at home all day and I'd have nothing to do, and somehow it makes my mind less active. So just I had like a lot of things going on during the summer, and so somehow I think that helped me a little bit. Um, but yeah, I mean, mostly it was just it was just for fun and traveling and playing, and there wasn't really so much to it. I think in general, like my results can vary a lot. Just because in chess there's I think a pretty big element of luck, and sometimes you can play well, or sometimes most of the time it's your opponents that don't play well, and so it can really move up and down a lot. But yeah, it was a good, it was a productive summer overall, I suppose.
Are you still in college or you graduated?
Yeah, so I'm just entering my last year. So yeah, right now it's just busy. I have like graduate school applications, and I'm trying to take as many graduate classes as I can and so on. So we'll see how that goes, but yeah.
Okay. Do you think you have enough opportunities to play in strong tournaments?
I mean, well, that's a complicated question. I think I normally don't get invited to like these kind of caliber of events, but I mean the thing is most players in my rating don't really get these invites either, so for me it's like pretty normal. So yeah, I mean I mostly play open tournaments and that's kind of what I'm used to. I mean I think in the past couple years I basically play like 1 or 2 games against players higher than me, and like or like for every game I play against someone higher than me, I run for like 50 games against people lower rate than me. So it's like something I'm pretty used to. But yeah, I mean it's kind of a different experience, I think, like playing these open tournaments against versus like playing like these closed tournaments. But yeah, for me it doesn't really matter. I mean as long as I play well, normally I can do well against any kind of opposition. And mm, I mean, yeah, I think maybe a lot of players online like to say that they don't get so many opportunities, but I mean also there's only so many tournaments and there's a lot of players that would like to play these tournaments. So for me it makes no difference and I just play whatever I can. Just because yeah, it doesn't really matter so much to me.
Do you have any advice on how to beat lower rated opponents since you have so much experience?
Well, I actually don't beat them, so most of the time I lose to them, and then I get like really sad. Yeah, they like draw me. So yeah, probably people should do like the opposite of what I do. Uh, but yeah, generally I do end up playing them a lot somehow. So yeah, they take all my rating points.
Okay. Um, in an interview with Ben Johnson, you said Title Tuesday is not really for you. Why is that?
Oh, mostly just because it's like 2 hours of time, and then I think like in expectation I'd probably make like $5 per tournament. And so unless like I play really for fun, then it kind of doesn't make so much sense. And normally I'm pretty busy with just school and other work.
Mhm.
And so it's kind of hard to find time to play. I guess a little bit ironically, like right after the podcast came out, somehow I managed to actually win Title Tuesday. And so it sort of was like sort of a funny thing to say. But but yeah, in general, like I don't like playing so much online, even though I think the money is pretty good, like Champions Chess Tour and all of
Mhm.
this. Just because yeah, it's kind of hard to set aside the time. Especially a lot of times they're like during weekdays and so on. And so I have like classes and meetings and other things like that. Um, but yeah, maybe after I graduate, I could play a little bit more online or something like that.
Mhm. What do you think about cheating in online games? Did you
Oh,
ever have a feeling that someone is cheating against you?
I mean, pretty rarely. Like I mean, I don't play so much online, so for me, it's not really an issue.
Mhm.
But yeah, I think in general, people sort of underestimate how because like I think the top guys very rarely face weaker players, and so they sort of overestimate how much stronger they think they
Mhm.
are. Um, I think even we saw in the chess Olympiad, guys like Mehmedierov and like Levon, for example, were like completely losing against
Mhm.
players in the 2000 region, and they just got like outplayed, right? So it's not like even in classical. So it's not like weaker players can't outplay strong players and occasionally even beat them. And so at least for me, in my experience, like I like our university chess club at the University of Chicago, and like I generally do pretty well. But occasionally someone 1600, 1800, 2000, they could give me a really tough game and even beat me, and
Mhm.
it would be like they're like really happy about it, and it's a good time. So I think like like lower rated players can beat stronger players all the time. And I mean, if you just look at like the rating formula, it is bound to happen some percentage of the time. And so I think just because like a lot of stronger players don't really have exposure to like more regular players on a frequent basis, they sort of underestimate, like I mean, these guys can find really, really good moves and really good ideas. Um, it's just the main difference is, they're not professional, they don't spend all their time working on chess, and so it just feels like there might be a big gap in strength, but actually I think the gap is much lower. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talented players in the world. They just, for whatever reason, might not spend all their time playing chess. Or I mean, chess is a very expensive hobby, and yeah, I think it's generally a little overstated.
Okay, you mentioned the chess Olympiad. How do you comment on chess Olympiad results and medals?
How do I? It was it was pretty clear, I guess. I think India did exceptionally well.
Mhm.
Um, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It's just a very fun event to watch as usual. And I think, um, no, I mean, there's no comment to it. It's just, just India dominated. And I guess, I mean, the United States did pretty well as well. Um, and Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. What is your prediction for the World Championship match between Ding and Gukesh?
Oh, I used to be a big Ding supporter,
Mhm.
but I actually thought like he was still the favorite. But then after the Olympiad, I was like, oh no. Um, but the problem is like at least when I watch Gukesh play, or like even in the videos and stuff, like he's like the Terminator. He's like straight up like a robot. I'm not sure how like anyone can play against someone like that. And uh, so yeah, I don't think. I mean, in a match, like anything can happen. It's just like one guy is like straight up like from the movies, and I think Ding is like a regular human being, and so so it'll be a tough fight. But like in the first Terminator movie, I guess the humans won that one, so anything could happen.
Okay, but do you think it will be a massacre like Arjun said, or more close result?
Mm, I mean, the thing is, anything can happen in one match. Like, probably on average, it'll be a little bit tighter, but I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, for me, it's kind of a little irrelevant. Like, who
Okay.
will win by how much. It's just kind of storylines and stuff.
Okay, will you play the World Rapid and Blitz Championship in New York?
Oh, yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm planning to play, but it still depends on schedule a little bit and other things like that. Um, so yeah, I mean, nowadays, I guess I'm trying to focus more on academic work,
Mhm.
but it would be nice to take a couple weeks off. And so yeah.
Okay, maybe I will prepare the next interview about college and school.
Maybe, yeah. No, that's not going too. It's not that interesting. So,
Uh,
so it's good though.
okay, maybe it's time to start preparing for the US Chess Championship. I want to thank you for this interview. It was a great pleasure to speak to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was great talking to you.
Yeah,
Uh,
and good luck in the championship. We are expecting the title.
all right, thank you.